Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of the 215 Show. Thank you for joining us today. I have a very good friend of mine, Amanda Stanley, here, and we're going to be going over a topic that I think a lot of people fit the bill with. Amanda, can you kind of give us an idea on any given day, what are some of the hats that you wear?
So first of all, thank you for asking me to be on here. I'm honestly truly blessed and honored that you even reached out to me.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So I am a business owner. I am a wife of almost 8 years. And then I also have a son that is 4 years old. So I'm a mom. I also do the daily duties around the house. And to be quite honest, I also am just me. So a lot of people don't count that as a hat. But for me, not taking care of myself for a very long time and not putting myself first and foremost, it really took a toll on my mental health. It took a toll on kind of losing myself and becoming just mom and just wife and just a business owner. And I made that decision that I needed to put on the me hat first and foremost to be able to be all the other hats. So I spend my day first in the morning. I take care of me. I don't pick up my phone, or at least I try not to. Still working on that. That's not perfect, and don't expect things to be perfect. But I recently just started getting into yoga. I journal. I do some sort of meditation, and I also am big into tarot and oracle cards. So I
Okay.
kind of set myself up for the day. Then I take on the rules of the business, my son, my husband. It kind of just depends on what day. They're all a little bit crazy. Sometimes I don't
Mhm.
know whether it's Wednesday or Saturday, what day it's even. Totally normal. It's okay.
I
Um,
almost said or Tuesday, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not Tuesday.
No, it's definitely not Tuesday. It actually is Wednesday. I got my day right today. Thankfully, my phone tells me.
I
Um, but I actually one hat that I will tell you to pass on as just from personal experience. If you can pass on, like if you're trying to wear too many hats and you can pass on something to somebody else that is fully capable of doing it. So like the housework, for example,
know. Mhm.
my husband's home. I don't touch the housework. I don't clean. I don't vacuum. I don't sweep. I don't pick up the toys. Will I help when I can? Yes. Will I take on the role of decluttering or maybe decorating or things like that just for me or to kind of change the house and make it look better?
Mhm.
Yes. But when my husband is home, he takes on that role because then that allows me to focus more on some of the more important things. So my biggest advice is, yeah, you're going to wear a lot of hats, but figure out what you can put onto somebody else to make it worth it. So, yes, I'm a wife. Yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a housekeeper. Yes, I am a business owner. But do I wear those hats every day? Not usually.
No. Okay. Are you also teaching your son at home, or is he getting ready for elementary school or kindergarten?
Well, we have decided to do the route of homeschooling. So the cool thing is at that age, homeschooling is a lot of play and a lot of fun. It's not your typical let's sit down and do writing and arithmetic and all those things. So I do homeschool him. So that has had to fit in my schedule a little bit more. But at this point, it's still pretty easy because it is a lot of play. I just make more time for him. I sit down and do some sort of craft with him a couple of days a week, even if it's just drawing on paper and just have fun.
Mhm. Yeah. So you like, especially in, unfortunately, the situation that a lot of people are in right now, if not everyone, your biggest piece of advice is to delegate.
I would say that would be one of the biggest, at least, because it does take multiple people to run a household. If you have, if let's say you are with a spouse or significant other,
Mhm.
it's 100% from both of you. And I think as women, especially, we take on so many roles that we don't need to. Am I saying create a lot of tension in your house? No. And there has been a lot of tension throughout the years trying to get to the point where we're at. But it's about knowing that you're in it together to change your life in some way, shape, or form. And I think in 2020, we've gotten so many things that have been thrown at us, and like it's a lot of chaos.
Mhm.
A lot of chaos.
Yeah.
And for our life, it hasn't changed a ton. It actually brought my husband home a lot more. But the chaos you still feel, regardless of if your life has changed a lot or if it's changed a little.
Mhm.
So if you can find ways to make it less chaos, create a schedule, create a routine, and then to delegate what you don't have to take on and you know somebody else can.
That's
It makes
perfect.
it so much easier and so much more manageable.
That's key because sometimes it's hard for people, especially women, because we're one of those things where it's like, well, if I want it done right the first time, I'll just do it myself. But then we tend to end up doing everything ourselves, and it's kind of, for some people, it's kind of hard to give it to somebody else, and so I think that's actually a great quality if you're working on almost self-development. They used to call it self-help, and I'm like, no, I'm developing myself. um, is to learn that let go, that detach, be like, hey, can you please take care of this? And I like how you said it's not 50-50. I've always thought it's 100-100, because you're both giving 100%, you're not giving half. I mean, in the grand equation, you're one half and he's one half, but you're both giving 100%. So I really like that thought. And like you even you had said, writing a schedule. Now, everybody, if you don't know now, I'm single and live by myself. But even, you said you run a business, you have your son, you're married, you have all these things, the house stuff. Even just, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, what, like a day, just what to do and when. I mean, sometimes, especially right now, you need that because you get so distracted and you get so, I think, twisted up in the idea of things have gone so wrong this year. And I think we go down that rabbit hole of things are so terrible, that we let things during the day go by, and then you're like, where'd the day go? I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and I did. So having that schedule, and like you and I both know, setting timers, we do that for certain tasks, business wise, or what have you. So I really like that idea of delegation. I mean, my cats eat and sleep, they don't really do anything, so it's really kind of up to me. But I like that idea of delegation. I've interviewed one other person before you on this subject, and I'm going to have someone after you as well, that and kind of get roundabout ideas on what everyone's take on this is, and kind of how they get through it, whether it's just one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And, I always tell people your mental health is most important. The dishes will not, they'll be there tomorrow. Okay. The laundry, it'll be there tomorrow. If the house isn't burning down and no one's, needing to go to the ER or something like that, it can be things that wait till tomorrow. So, but I really like that idea of delegation. And I think that's something important, everyone has to realize, family wise.
And that is where delegation comes into play. Because for me, the dishes do matter a lot. But I know I can't always spend my every waking energy pouring into the dishes, that even though, yes, they matter, do they matter more? Are they more of a priority to me than maybe getting more business things done, or maybe spending more time with my son. So that's where the delegation comes into play of
Mm-hmm.
what is a priority to you. So maybe I have my husband do the dishes,
Mm-hmm.
but the clutter on the counter can stay for another day.
Exactly.
That give and take of what is a priority in the household. What
Mm-hmm.
and we actually have another awesome quick tip for anybody who is looking to um, be more manageable in the home,
Sure.
to choose different sections of your home for different days. So we have a daily task list.
Ooh.
Dishes are a daily task, making the bed is a daily task. But just for an example, every other day we vacuum and sweep. So we don't do it every day unless it needs it. Sometimes there are rogue days that do need it.
Yeah.
But we dedicate Mondays for the kitchen, Tuesdays for the living room, Wednesdays for the bedroom. Bathroom gets done on a certain day of the week. So
That's
then
a good
it's
idea.
so much more manageable tasks instead of having to do it all on one specific day. Then you're rotating, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes the house so much easier to take care of. And then
Uh-huh.
you're taking so much time on any given day to do it as well.
That's a really good idea. I had interviewed Lakeisha the other day and had asked her, and she talked about priorities are never in conflict and what has to be done today. And I like your idea too of certain days for certain things, because I know as for me, I'm looking at the counter in the kitchen and I'm like, yeah, about that, and then I just look at the whole picture and I'm like, instead of just, pick a day. Monday is this, that, and the other. Tuesdays, this, that, and the other. That's actually a really good idea. Setting a schedule for what days you'll do certain things and then delegating on the days, because you have a business, and that's a lot of the reason I feel that you do a business at home, so you can spend time with your son. So that countertop is not gonna make it or break it. And so I really like those suggestions of delegation, and for a lot of green people, setting a schedule. I mean, if that's what keeps you on track, that's how a train stays on the tracks. I mean, so it has a little guide. So if you need something like that, then that's more than doable. So I like to talk. Y'all know that. So, of course, we went over our 5 minutes, but I digress. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the tips and tricks and ideas and everything like that. I always value your input, and actually let everybody know, when I started my personal business, she was one of the first ones whose live videos I watched, and her son, side note, likes to climb in cabinets and drawers. So I can understand the, stuff on the floor and, spending time with him, and, this can wait, and he's a priority, and all of that. So I can definitely concur that, the spatulas and the tongs and the forks can, just stay on the floor, because, spending time with him is going to be a little bit more important. You won't get those days back. So, but I appreciate you spending time with us today. I value your input and the recommendations that you gave for everybody. Would you like to give everybody your, Instagram or Facebook handles?
Absolutely. So my Instagram is at the Peace Babe,
Okay.
and on Facebook I'm Amanda Stanley.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today, and just kind of giving your input and everything like that. I hope y'all get value from this. I hope y'all can take some tips and tricks away from these broadcasts. We will have the same topic next week, and we'll be going over a different topic every month. And if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. This goes on YouTube. This will go on my page. We will also get it uploaded to Spotify via Anchor. So if y'all have any suggestions, always drop them in the comments. I appreciate y'all. Do you have anything else to sign off with, Amanda?
Nope, I think that's it. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you later, guys.